I'd like to give you some introductory information about the recorder. The recorder has been around for over 900 years. People have been playing it that long. It's a good instrument for you to play because it's easy to carry and it's pretty cheap. So you have your own instrument that didn't cost much money. I want to go over the different parts of the recorder. Please leave yours alone. We will play, but not yet. This is the mouthpiece at the top. It's called the mouthpiece because it's the piece where your mouth goes, right? This is the vent. This rectangular window here is called the vent. That will be important in a little bit. This is the body of the recorder where all of the holes are lined up in a row. That's called the body. And this is the bell at the bottom. Sometimes the bell is very ornate and beautifully decorated. This one has a really nice decoration. Some of them are not as fancy, and that's okay, but this is called the bell, the body, vent, and mouthpiece. This right here is called the joint because most recorders come apart. Not all, but most. And the joint is where they meet. If you have a recorder, just wait, if you have a recorder that has two parts and they separate like this, when you put it together, you need to make sure that the vent, this part right here, is lined up over the long row of holes like you see here, okay? This twists. So if you put it together and it's like that, you need to twist so that the vent is in line with the holes, okay? There is one hole on the back all by himself. He is going to be for your thumb. So your left thumb, when we start playing, will go on the back of your recorder. Now, this is the hardest thing for my 4th and 5th graders. I don't know why, but you'll get used to it. We'll just have to work together. I want you to wave at me with your left hand. I am mirroring you, okay? So wave at me with your hand on this side of the room. This hand goes on top. Wave at me with your right hand. This hand goes on bottom. That's going to be really important. Left on top, right on bottom. It does not matter if you are right-handed or left-handed. Your left hand always goes on top and your right hand always goes on bottom because that's the way the recorder is designed to be played, okay? If you notice, my recorder, the bottom holes are just a little bit to the side. That's so that your right hand, your right pinky, can get to that one, okay? And if you have a recorder that the bell does not separate from, your bottom holes will be a little bit to the side so that your right pinky can reach it, okay? And that's the way it's been played almost 1,000 years. Furthermore, that prepares you to play some other instruments maybe later in your life, like in band or orchestra, if you're interested in that later. Okay, all right, so if you have a halo recorder, let me grab one. I like to demonstrate with this tan recorder, but most of you have a recorder like, this, okay? If you have this, take it apart. You have a long end and a short end. We're going to work with the long end first. Take this halo, it's called a halo holder. It snaps apart. If you have it unsnapped, go ahead and snap it back. And let that halo fit right on top of the long piece. After you've done that, you're going to pop the short piece on top. And then, woohoo, you are ready to go. You can let go and your recorder will stay in place around your neck. If you do not have a halo recorder, that's okay. You don't need it. It's just nice to have. And most of the kids who bought their recorders from school will have that. Let me show you. You can leave yours around your neck. Let me show you some other stuff in this bag. You probably have a bag like this. In your bag, you will see 2 things that I don't want to see in the music room. This is one of them. This is called a cleaning rod, and it has holes at the top. I'll hold it over my white shirt so you can see. It's got a little hole at the top so you can put a handkerchief or a tissue through and put it up in your recorder to clean it. You don't need that because you're generally only playing during music class every day, and that's not a long time to play. If you were playing for hours, you would need to clean your recorder with this. It's yours, you pay for it, but you don't need it, and I don't want to see it. I'll bet I throw 50 of these away every year. If I see yours, it's going in the trash. You also have a little tube, a little circular container of goop. That little container of goo is called joint grease, and it's for the joint right here where the recorder meets. And if your recorder ever gets stuck, which it probably never will, but if it does, you can put the joint grease on that part of the recorder and slide the other piece back on top. I don't want to see the joint grease in the room either because I don't want that junk in the carpet. So let me make this very clear. I don't want to see the round container of goo or the cleaning rod. I hate these things. If I see them, we're going to throw them away. You can have them. You can keep them. They are yours. You paid for them. But keep them in your bag, okay? Furthermore, you have a piece of paper with some information about the recorder. That can actually be useful, and hang on to that. But just leave it in your bag. The most important things are right here, okay? All right, before we start playing, I know you're eager to play. We are really going to play, I promise. But I want to show you some shadow puppets that will help you. Shadow puppets, you know, are made by moving your fingers in certain shapes, and a light shines and the shadow makes the shape of an animal. I want you to show me a chicken with your left hand. Your left hand is over here. This is a chicken, okay? That will be important in a minute. Now, put one finger down and show me a bunny. So your first two fingers are down here on your thumb, and your ring finger and your pinky are in the air. There's the bunny. Now show me a unicorn. One little horn in the air for the unicorn. All right? That's going to be important in a few minutes. Good luck. Hope you enjoy the recorder.